not saying that we're this like easy world we should therefore regulate. It's just like,
remember I said nobody wants to bring Tristan Harris on. Nobody wants to bring the Center for Humane Technology to the forefront, right? No news is telling you about it. None of your political fucking activists are telling you about it. Your political action committees, your so-called patriotic fucking people. Nobody's telling you. They're just distracting you because they don't even realize that they're distracted. But nobody wants to listen. Jonestown Plantation. It's the Jones Plantation. You all should go watch that fucking movie because you're all fucking captured, domesticated, and hackable fucking humans.
Right, but noticing the mind warp, like part of what I wanted to do today is like, how do we reverse engineer this like bad trip we've been on for the last 10 years? Like it's like a psychedelic trip where we've all fractured into this different reality where the controversial psyop interpretation of everything, the conspiracy-minded interpretation of everything. Again, some things are real. Some of those things have deserve to be seen that way. But just to understand how deep the mind warp has been the last 10 years.
It's so funny you say the right doesn't want censorship. Isn't that a crazy statement? Like, are we like shifted the polar?
What do you mean?
It used to be the left didn't want censorship. The ACLU used to defend Nazis.
Right,
I mean, what the fuck has happened? Like, our poles have shifted. Like, north is south and south is north. It just shows you that so much of what ideology is tribal. It's like you find a group that agrees to a certain pattern of behavior and thought, and you subscribe to that. Now, I am a right-wing conservative. I am a left-wing progressive, and then you just follow the playbook. And it makes it so much easier than having your own individual nuanced thoughts on complex and difficult issues.
Your own individual thoughts.
Like this.
Right.
But the fact that he couldn't talk to her because his base would somehow or other think that she actually is a Democratic operative and she does work for the government and is trying some sort of an attempt at censorship. And I'm sure not only is Facebook amplifying that, but all of the different Russian
Facebook. Not only is Facebook amplifying that,
troll pages on Facebook are amplifying that, which confuses the water.
Totally. Well, also, if I'm Russia or China, Facebook is like the best weapon I've ever had against the United States.
Yes.
Facebook is like the best weapon I ever had in the United States, but all you motherfuckers stay on there fucking supporting it and bringing all the traffic to it instead of bringing them somewhere else.
Oh my God, you've got an F-35? I don't need F-35.
Right.
I've got Facebook. I can destroy your entire coherence as a society.
And they have.
And you won't get anything done. And all of your energy will be spent on waste, infighting, and heat.
We talked about this recently, but I'm sure you saw the story. There was top 20 Christian sites on Facebook. 19 of them were run by a Russian troll farm.
I'm glad you actually mentioned that.
Or, excuse me, it was an Eastern European troll farm.
Yeah,
Macedonia, I think it was.
Totally. 104, this is an important stat, actually. I'm glad you brought it up. This is as recent as October 2019. 140 million Americans per month were reached by essentially troll farms actively. There's 3 categories of pages in which so for Christian pages, the top 15 out of 15 Christian pages were all run by troll farms. So all of the Christians in the country were receiving content. And 85%, this is a secondary point, 85% of the Christians who saw that stuff in their feed, they didn't actually accept an invitation from the group or the page to say, yes, I want to subscribe to you. Facebook, because they're optimizing for growth, they changed the way the system works so that if a page invites you, that's enough for it to start putting the content in your feed. So there's an example in Francis's work where there was a QAnon person who invited 300,000 people in one day. 300,000 people. And because Facebook's optimizing...
Now does it make sense why I would have 1 million fucking pages to try and block you guys from fucking getting caught into the fucking trap so you would see everything you're not seeing, you fucking morons?
For growth and engagement, those people didn't have to say, yes, I want to join that group. Just by being invited, it started testing, like, we want to optimize for growth, so it puts it in your feed. So, and if you click on it, it auto-adds you to the group.
Oh, my God.
Out of the top 15 pages for African Americans, 2/3 of those top 15 pages were run by troll farms. Of the top 15 pages for Native Americans, 1/3 of those pages were run by troll farms. So we are not living in an authentic reality. Reality, quote unquote, is getting more virtual.
If you read Chinese military doctrine, specifically look at the 36 stratagems, don't ever attack a superior opponent directly. Turn the enemy against themselves based on their existing fault lines, population-centric.
The art of war. Everything I've been saying for fucking years is all being brought out in this one little episode. And thanks to fucking I Am Coach Colin for fucking putting it out there. He's doing the work. You all should go follow him and fucking pay attention. Pay your fucking attention, you fucking morons.
in conventional warfare, right? Like that's kind of ancient doctrine. It's just Facebook makes that amazingly easy because it automatically already puts people into tribal groups that whatever the content is in that group is going to keep getting upregulated, optimizes for inflammation and tribal identity and those types of things. And so you don't have to kinetically attack a country to make the country so turned against itself that the polarized population supports a polarized representative class, which means you get gridlock on everything, which means you can't do effective governance, which means another country that does autocratic governance just wins geopolitically.
Now, let's just see. What did I just upload? What did I just upload? After you just heard that, what
Fuck
did I
around
just
with our
fucking
contracts.
upload? Let's see. Let's go to my page. What did I just share? Oh, what do you know? 3 hours ago.
What you're seeing is us being at the end stage of failure. This country was founded as an experiment. It was a republic for as long as we could keep it. It hinged on the people governing themselves and keeping the government in its limited power.
And let me just show you, okay? Governing themselves. What does that mean? Let's see. What does that mean? If you go to Google and look up the definition of independent, it means free from outside control, not depending on another's authority. Canada's largest independent investment firm, not depending on another for livelihood or substance. Now let's go and just look up independent definition on Brave. And what does it say? Oh, it says the correct definition because we're going through Brave browser. And it says not governed by a foreign power, self-governing, free from the influence, guidance, or control of another or others, self-reliant, not determined or influenced by someone or something else, not contingent. So, when you hear our Independence Day, that means independent by definition of the very word. But see, you were taught how to spell and practice grammar. You were never taught how to do definition bees. You only had spelling bees, because that's what the Prussian model teaches you, to be an obedient order follower. That's why the desks are in rows. That's why you speak when spoken to, raise your hand before you talk, and the bells are factory bells. And that's what you've been brought up in for the past 80 fucking years. And those of us who didn't get captured and domesticated by the fucking Prussian model, we're not caught up in it. We could see through the fucking bullshit. So it's that simple. It's that simple. But nobody wants to listen. It's amazing.
On everything, which means you can't do effective governance, which means another country that does autocratic governance just wins geopolitically. Yeah.
It seems absolutely insane that they could, through one page, inviting people, instantaneously start to distribute all of their information on those people that they invited.
So why would Facebook even allow that? Like, you would think, so if I'm designing Facebook, you would probably say...
Wait, you just said the government should regulate social media.
It should be illegal is what
it should be illegal.
Yeah. I don't think the government should regulate, but I do think there should be rules in terms of, like, if you're a regular person that, say, has a specific group of interests, like, say you only like motor cars, you like vehicles, you like hot rods or whatever, and that's what you're interested in. You use Facebook when you're off duty at work and you just want to just check some stuff out, and all of a sudden you get QAnon shit because they invited you into this QAnon group, and you start getting all this information, you start getting radicalized. It seems like, and again, I don't know what we should do in terms of regulation, but I don't think that social media groups should be able to just distribute information to people based on this concept of universal growth
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. If we were just designing
or unlimited growth.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we were designing Facebook with a feature called groups, and groups had a feature called invitations, and you could invite people,
Yeah.
wouldn't you design it so that people have to accept
Yes.
the invitation for the group before it shows up in your feed? Why would Facebook not do it that way?
Right.
Because what happened is, starting in, I think it was 2018, people stopped posting as much on Facebook. So you and I, and maybe we used to post a lot more in 2016, 2017. If we stopped posting as much, oh shit, we can't harvest all that attention from people.
What was
You were
the
doing all
cost?
this labor. What do you mean?
What caused it to slow down?
Oh, just like people. I mean, people being more skeptical maybe of Facebook, or just realizing they don't want to share as much, or just usage burning out. More people moving to Instagram or TikTok.
People are
or
getting
something.
older as well,
People
right? It's like
getting
older user base.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so now if I'm Facebook, I want to find new sources of free unpaid content creators. Where can I tap that pool of content? Oh, I've got this thing called Facebook groups where people are posting all the time. So I'm going to start putting that stuff in people's feeds to just, so now I'm fracking for attention. I'm going lower into all these other places to backfill this attention harvesting, we are the product machine.
And how do you know, since there isn't rigorous identity, if a user that says they're a user is really who they are, or if they're
Right.
a troll farm, or if pretty soon they're an AI GPT-3 algorithm? And
You should explain what
Yeah, please
AI
do.
GPT-3 is.
the ability to generate text-based deepfakes. So
Right.
So people know what a deepfake is.
Well, there's
It's
a
like you
whole
see
Reddit
fake-
thread with people arguing with each other that are all fake. Do you know about that?
No, I don't actually.
Here, I'm gonna send it to Jamie. It's Duncan just sent this to me the other day, and I was like, "What in the fuck?" I could only look at it for a couple moments.
See, and what does Joe say about Duncan Trussell? He says he's a fucking maniac. He's on the fucking computer all fucking day long. Duncan is aware of all of this shit. That's why when you see him have him on, it's fucking amazing. You literally see them ousting all the shit that nobody's seeing. It's fucking amazing.
Before I start freaking out, but the idea that that's it's not far off. Like this ability that deep fake AI has to recreate is especially in text.
Yes, exactly. That's specifically what GPT-3 is. It's a text model that trains on trillions of parameters.
So what do I say to you? If you don't hear a person's voice, you don't hear their tone, you don't see their facial expressions, then when you're reading the text, you're reading it through your own imaginary fucking whatever you're thinking that person's saying, because the way you communicate in the real world is through sound, through tone, through energy, the vibration, the frequency somebody's putting off when you're in front of them. Who teaches you how to feel when somebody's staring at you? Did your mom teach you that? Did your father teach you that? Did your school? Did your Bible teach you that? No, of course not. Your body taught you that. But because you have been disconnected from the natural fucking environment, and you don't know how animals communicate, you don't know why the fucking gazelle knows that the lion is the predator, and they don't have to say words to each other, well, then you lose that natural ability. That's why I keep on saying captured, domesticated, and hackable. Because what happens when you take an elephant from the fucking natural environment and put him in captivity and breed him? And now he obeys the little tiny piece of rope, even though he's a massive, humongous beast of an animal and could fucking step on his owner, keeper, and master. Well, the same thing happens to humans. The same exact thing. You're an animal. You're a mammal. You're the same fucking thing. From 0 to 7, you are fucking in theta. You have no concept of conscious. It's not even grown in your brain yet. So you're downloading all this information like a fucking computer. Just like when a horse or a giraffe, when they're born, they get up and fucking walk right away. Why? Well, because they had to adapt to their fucking environment. Because in the environment, if you're laying on the fucking ground in the natural world, what happens when you stink like fucking afterbirth? Well, the predator's going to come and get you. So we had to adapt. They had to adapt to their environment. But you can't adapt to anything when you've been disconnected from the natural world. So what happens to the elephants when they rescue them from the abusers? Can they release them back into the natural world? Of course not. What happens to the elephants that finally say, no, you're not going to whip me anymore? And they stomp everybody and they go on a stampede. What do? They kill them. Why? Well, because that fucking elephant just got his natural born instincts back. So what do you think they're going to do when all the fucking humans finally realize that they have been enslaved and captured and domesticated? What do you think they're going to do? When they realize that everybody's awakening and they're going to find out The big fucking lie. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to do everything in their power to get rid of them and keep everybody captured, domesticated, and hackable. Because they believe they're fucking superior. They believe you need somebody to tell you what to do. You need authority. Why? Why do they believe that? Well, because you believe it. You fucking morons.
And basically the entire corpus of the internet. So you're basically ingesting everything everyone has ever said online ever, including stuff in your voice or in my voice. And then you could say, GPT-3, write me an argument about why social media is great, written by Tristan Harris, using his words and phrases, and it'll do that. It'll actually be able to take my style of...
So there you go. Now everything that we've been recording on the internet can now be taken by fucking troll farms and use your voice, and you'll never fucking believe it. So let's just ponder what that looks like when you add authority into the picture and big government into the picture. Now, anybody who tells you the truth, like myself, can be framed. And what can they do? They can get rid of you, just like the Gestapo. Until you all motherfuckers wake up. Wake up to the Jones Plantation. The fact of the matter is you're living in the Jones Plantation. And until people learn what their independence is, why everybody would want to be an individual unique to themselves, because wouldn't it be kind of boring if everybody was this cookie cutter shape? Did you not watch all the fucking movies that told you this? Groundhog Day, or what was the other one? Where they were living in a fucking glass ceiling. I forget the name of it, but Jim Carrey played it. The fuck was the name of it? It's the same thing. Everybody's in this cookie cutter. Why do you all want to be cookie cutters? Why don't you want to be your own fucking individual and have your own thoughts? Why do you want to be like North Korea, where Kim Jong-un took the fucking Bible and replaced his name? So everybody thinks that they're Kim Jong-un people, and they're the ones who fucking all come from this one man, their dear leader. Isn't it interesting? Why would he take the Bible? Why would he pick the Bible? Oh, geez, probably because those are the group of people who are so easily manipulated. And you know what's even better? When you escape North Korea, guess what you have to go through before you could become a United States citizen? You have to become a Christian. There's a reason for that. It's fucking amazing. It's amazing to watch this all play out in slow-mo, and all the captured and domesticated, hackable cookie cutters who don't want to wake up.
Of speech, and it'll generate text there. You could also say, do you want to do the vaccine?
The ability to say, make arguments for vaccines or against vaccines and say only use real data, and then be able to show the financial vested interest of anyone arguing on the other side, and just have it be able to create more data than people can parse in any reasonable amount of time.
Like an academic looking paper.
So, you're unmuted. There you go. Very interesting, right?
That was interesting. That was a lot of stuff.
Yeah. These guys go deep. They're very deep. He was actually, there's a movie or a documentary, I guess you could say, called The Social Dilemma. And the other guy, Tristan, the younger looking guy, he was heavily involved, if not the creator of it.
Yeah.
So it was a really interesting movie.
I think I remember that when that came out.
Yeah. He hasn't done, well, I mean, he is doing a lot behind the scenes in terms of research and stuff, but he hasn't released any other films since. But hopefully...
You all should go follow I Am Coach Colin, because he's the only one that's on the same fucking frequency. He got some fucking individual thoughts in his brain. But like he just said about the social dilemma, let's just look back. Let's go back. Let's look up. What did I say in 2021? What did I say? And because I'm censored, of course you're not going to see it. Because I've been brought to the bottom of the feed. And because nobody will like or share it, because they're captured and domesticated. It's probably got no shares, no likes, no views. But here we go.
Alright,
What?
I don't know how
November?
else to do this, but I'm trying to do this with the systems and the powers that
November
be.
1st, 2020. You see that up top? Let's see, how many likes and shares?
That I understand and recognize now because of
8 shares.
the social dilemma
1 comment,
and all the things that I've
262
been trying to
views.
say to go
Who did I
viral
tag?
across the world, like watching the social dilemma and the fuck.
I tagged all the people who are the vehicles for information. But come to find out today, some of them are in the game of keeping you captured. But what did I say? What did I tell everybody to go do?
Excuse my French, and the point of watching it for the enlightened education that you get from watching it, which is now gone viral, and the views just keep on increasing. Okay? I now need you, after you got that information that Joe Rogan has obviously gotten, because if you follow his podcast, you will understand. So what does he do? He gets the same person from the documentary of the social dilemma and has an interview in long form with the person, asking the same questions every person on this planet is asking themselves, but don't have time to do. Okay? Because we have to work and we have to provide. We have our attention pulled in all different directions, like the social dilemma documentary expresses. Okay? So right now, everybody that I tagged in this video is basically a vehicle to get Joe's podcast 1558 with the interview from the guy from the social dilemma to watch fully from start to finish, to pause everything in your life, everything you're being pulled from, like the social dilemma documentary outlines. Everybody needs to stop, press pause, and go watch Joe Rogan's episode 1558 to fully understand the same questions everybody's asking themselves today. The same information that I already have that I can't get to the world.
There you go, folks. There you go. It's that simple. Just pay attention. While you're working out, listen to a long-form discussion where ideas and thoughts are discussed. Stop watching the news that's lying to you, that they get money from your attention. You know, the fake news Donald Trump keeps telling you about, but yet it seems to keep on going on to get their ratings up? If he truly did not like the fake lying news, then why would he go on all of their shows? To help them continue to stay in power. You all should go watch Anomaly, because he breaks down with facts and with references to all the shit. Kind of like I said when Trump met with Kissinger 5 years ago, that none of your patriotic people were telling you about, and what he said. Kind of like I told you about with QAnon, when I said everybody who's a Christian believes in this Kim Clement guy who magically he prophesized. They think he prophesized everything that was going on. Yet it's so interesting that he prophesized Ukraine. But what is he saying in his prophesizing? My people were white as snow, whiter than milk. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. You people can't even see through the fucking psyop. Because guess what? I have family that owns a church. And when I ask people outside of the internet, who I know are not on the internet, who Kim Clement is, they have no idea. So what does that tell me? That tells me the psyop of Kim Clement is the troll farms and Facebook and all the people who are stuck and glued to the Insta dopamine gram and Meta and the World Wide Web. What is a web for? What is a web? What does a spider's web do? Why are they nets? Networks. Well, how does a net work? And there you go. Everybody knows how to spell. They know how to use grammar, but they don't know definitions. And it's that simple. English equals England, not America. Italian equals Italy. Greek equals Greece. What do they do in England? What do they have? Do they have the same setup as Americans? No, why? Because America was an experiment. And the sooner you people realize this, the sooner you become individuals who are independent, the better off we all shall be.